everyone, and welcome back to another episode of One Eye, One Life with your host, Ebony Devlin. So this episode of the podcast is going to be slightly different. It's going to be about mental health. I wanted to do this topic as it's not talked about enough, and I was sort of personally struggling a little bit, and I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like I want to help you with your mental health. And I feel like if we only spoke about it, it would get rid of all the stigma attached to it. There's such a stigma towards mental health as no one can see it. And it's so much easier these days to cover mental health up. Especially in the world of celebrity, where they have a quote-unquote perfect image that you have to look skinny and you have to wear perfect makeup and you have to have all this sort of stuff. And I think that's what really toys with people's mental health. Is there, the aspect of social media to contend with. Life is just too busy, or rather, people make life too busy to deal with mental health. The thing that really triggered my mental health was the fact that when I was younger, I didn't really like my eyes. I thought they were very small and scrawny and horrible, personally. And going back to the perfect image type of thing, I felt like I didn't have the perfect image and I didn't fit in. One thing now about life is the fact that if you don't like a certain part of your body, you can change it. For example, if you don't like your hair, you get hair extensions. If you don't like yourself without fake tan, you wear fake tan. If you don't like yourself to be pale, and etc., etc. For me, the one thing were my eyes, and I couldn't change them. And that made me feel upset. Always wanting to be older. I kept on saying to my mom, when I'm 18, I'm going to change my eyes. I'm going to get surgery. I'm going to do all of this sort of stuff. And I kept on saying, it was almost like I wanted to change myself. Like, have different surgeries. And of course I wanted to change my eyes, but I just wanted to have like a different image so people would stop staring at my eyes and think I was beautiful, because actually, it really made me feel ugly having these type of eyes, School, it was a mixture of not looking the quote-unquote right way, and they were just being kids, making fun of me, making fun of what I did, and that actually really sort of made me self-harm. And I was 12 when I self-harmed for the first time. I was immature. I was very much immature to do that, because looking back on it, my mom has told me time and time and time again that the people don't even know they've done it because they're kids, but looking back on it, you see, I came from the perspective that I would never do that on someone, and to get that kind of really took a toll on my mental health. It kind of made me feel like I wasn't good enough. Going back to now going to the present day, I still sort of feel a little bit weird. Because I've got this really strange way of, I'm not that good talking to people. And it's very, very difficult. I find it very, very extremely difficult to talk to people and start conversations. I'm fine when I'm in one, but to actually start a conversation, it's difficult for me, And that kind of took a toll on my mental health, because when I got slightly older in school, people were going out with boys, and I didn't do any of that sort of stuff. And it kind of led me on to think, am I living my life the right way? Now that I've left school and that I've finally found what I want to do and the road I want to take, I finally feel better in myself. You would have heard at the top of the show that I said that I was feeling a little bit, not feeling right in my mind, feeling a little bit worried and feeling my mental health was a little bit screwed up, I guess. And now that I'm finally talking about it, it feels like it's all gone away. I felt this feeling of really bad anxiety, this feeling of stress, this feeling of not fitting in. And now that I'm finally doing what I love again, it makes it all go away. I feel like I've missed this. The other reason why people don't like going and talking about mental health and saying that they are in some sort of therapy is the fact that they don't know what people are going to think about them. It's the judgment they don't like. Do you know the main reason why people commit suicide? It's because they've got nowhere else to turn to. No, they feel like they've got no one else and nothing going for them in their lives. If we just spoke about mental health, we would decrease the amount of suicides that are committed each year. Going back to what I said earlier about people not making time for mental health, there's always going to be time in the world. People are just too busy trying to cover it up. There's only so much that you can put into the bag before it rips. You're going to have to speak about it anyway. So why not just take the time every so often? Don't, think about your mental health like every day, but why not take the time every so often to speak about it? Speak to your family or speak to your friends about it, have a little group, anything just to get it out, If you had been affected by any of the topics raised in this podcast, such as suicide or self-harming, you can contact the Samaritans in confidence. I will link all of the information down below, and you can also contact Peter House. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the podcast style video that I hope to do more of. So tell me in the comments, what do you think of this style of video? Always don't forget to subscribe and share, and also give this video a like. See you in the next video, and I'm going to leave you with this. If you could be anything in the whole entire world, just be kind.